in his racing career. Foiled again this year on this Goodwill Tour. 18 stops, many of them winning efforts. It is estimated that Foiled Again has traveled 11,900 miles to give the fans of harness racing one of the biggest thrills. The opportunity to see a living legend parading the post on an empty track. Foiled Again and Jannik Ginga. As the rest of the field will make their way to the racetrack in this Thanks for the Memories event here at the Meadows. $7.6 million in earnings, highlights, Canadian Pacing Derby, the TVG, the Ben Franklin, the oldest horse to win a Breeders' Crown at the age of 9. Foiled Again tonight, taking on a very tough field of open pacers as the horses come to the track for the 10th. And these are the competitors. Number 1, Knocking Around. Courtney McKnight of Washington. David McKnight Jr. trains. David McKnight III drives the 1, Knocking Around. Number 2 is Gallant Sealster. Murdoch Racing Stable of Washington. Herman Hagerman trains. Brett Miller, the 2, Gallant Sealster. Number 3, Royalty Has Arrived. Virginia and Kathy Schoeffel, Evan City. Steve Schoeffel trains. Brady Brown, the 3, Royalty Has Arrived. Number 4, Beach House. Harry Locke, Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. Rich Gillock trains. Eric Goodell, the 4, Beach House. The 5 is Shooter's Dream. Randy Bendis and Tom Pollock. Randy Bendis trains. Aaron Merriman, the 5, Shooter's Dream. Number 6 is Nathan Feels Good. Gregory Gardner, Sheridan, Michigan. Peter Stratton trains. Chris Shaw, the 6, Nathan Feels Good. Number 7 is Southwind Yukon. Burke Racing Stable, Larry Carr, Arsuta. Weaver Buscemi, Ron Burke trains. Dave Pallone drives the 7, Southwind Yukon. And of course, making his final start of his illustrious racing career, Foiled Again. Owned by the Burke Racing Stable, Fredericktown. Weaver Buscemi, JJK Stables, Ron Burke trains. Jannik Ginga, his principal driver over the years, making the trip to the Meadows tonight to handle Foiled Again. Jannik was quoted a couple weeks ago saying what he was going to do on New Year's Eve. His answer, I'll be at the Meadows. A horse that has done tremendous things for the racing career of Jannik Ginga. We look to the paddock and we see Ron Burke, the trainer. I don't know whether you notice it or not, but when that gate is closed during a horse race, no matter the horse, Ron Burke stands there to watch that horse perform. And I'm sure he'll be there again tonight to keep an eye on the great Foiled Again. Don't be shut out. Wager 9. And the best of luck to Foiled Again. The Foiled Again farewell open pace. From the inside out, Knocking Around, Gallant Sealster, Royalty Has Arrived, Beach House, Shooter's Dream, Nathan Feels Good, Southwind Yukon, and foiled again. And there they go. They're off and pacing that Shooter's Dream, going for the lead. Foiled again on the outside, 4 wide into the first turn. On the inside, Gallant Sealster as they race over to the first 8. On the outside, it's foiled again, and Jannik Ginga going to the top. Giving way second is Shooter's Dream, racing third. Gallant Sealster as they race over to the first quarter mark. Racing fourth, Royalty Has Arrived. Opening quarter in 28 flat. Into the lane first time, coming to the 3/8 mark. Racing fifth, that's clocking around. Coming to the outside, first up. Racing six, Beach House. Seventh, Nathan Feels Good in the trailer. Southwind Yukon. Into the turn they go. Foiled again. Has the lead by a length and a half. Shooter's Dream racing second. Up on the outside. Knocking around. Racing fourth on the inside. As they go over to the halfway point, Gallant Sealster halfway home in 57-4, 29-4, and here comes knocking around on the move on the outside. Sticks the nose in front. Foiled again at the pylon second, racing third, Shooter's Dream on the outside fourth as they race around the turn, going to the 3/4 mark. 3 quarters coming up. 1:25, 27-1 backside, and knocking around has taken the lead by a length and a half. Closing on the outside, Shooter's Dream, foiled again, racing third. Into the stretch they come, knocking around on the outside, Shooter's Dream, foiled again. Through the stretch, it's all knocking around. Shooter's Dream, foiled again, 153, 4/5. We told you it was a tough field. 153-4 in his final start, and I do believe he was third. Knocking around. The interesting thing about this, David McKnight, the third's 1,000th career win, defeating foiled again.
Yeah, we've been looking for that. David McKnight with 9.99 and holding goes to the lead here. Knocking around, made the first over move. The price dropped to 7-1. It's a photo for third. Shooter's Dream looked like that one had the race won at the top of the stretch. Moves up alongside, but knocking around is a tough customer and has been getting better lately. And David McKnight III made the right move, as that one is going to be able to hold off number 5, Shooter's Dream. Looked like Beach House finished third, followed by the 3, Royalty Has Arrived. Yeah, bad angle for us. And
I thought he was third.
Yeah. 1-5-4-3 posted superfecta-wise.
Not only defeating foiled again, but for David McKnight III, his 1,000th career driving victory. Family and friends in the winner's circle with David McKnight III, Harness Racing's newest member of the 1,000 Win Club. Win number 1,000 represents the MSOA trackside for the presentation. First up into the winner's circle. One, 5, 4, 3. I think we got time for the payoffs, gang, because there's a lot of people. I used the line in 1985. I've never used it since. But ladies and gentlemen, if you've never been on your feet, stand up now. because moving to the winner's circle with his final career start, the one, the only, the legend, foiled again. Let him hear you in downtown Pittsburgh. More and more making their way to the winner's circle. This year, he's traveled 11,900 miles, land miles. That's the same as going from New York to Los Angeles to New York, New York back to Los Angeles, and a return trip from Los Angeles to New York. I believe it's a world record, a land travel for any harness horse in the history of harness racing. Foiled again. 331 lifetime starts. 109 times in the winner's circle. A bittersweet moment for one and all. So much joy he's brought to the fans of harness racing in 2018. Large crowds wherever he went. Windsor, Maine, Woodstock, Virginia, Greenville, Ohio. Racetracks galore. In the winner's circle, the connections, the owners, Burke Racing Stable, Weaver Buscemi, JJK Stable, trainer Ron Burke, Jannik Ginga. We have a microphone in the winner's circle for some interviews, but there are no ways near the microphone. Evan Paddock will get the connections. And we've got a special presentation that will be made in the winner's circle. That's all the pictures have been taken following tonight's race. Could the owners and Ron Burke, Jannik Ginga, Mike Tanner all head down to the actual winner's circle for some presentations that will be made here tonight. Do want to mention 11th race coming up. No changes or corrections. Win, place, show, exacta try, superfecta wagering. Field of 9 to go postward. Evan Paddock has got a hold of Jannik Ginga and Mickey Burke Jr., who has traveled all those 11,900 miles this season with Foiled Again, as we turn the microphone over to Evan Paddock in the winner's circle.
Thank you, Roger, and thank you all for joining us on an occasion that's at once momentous, historic, and bittersweet. We're here to celebrate the career of the richest harness horse of all time, but also to ring down the curtain on that career. Foiled Again, what an outstanding career. More than $7.6 million in earnings. No one has ever approached that. As you heard Roger say earlier, he won a Breeders' Crown at 9, the oldest horse ever to do that. He was named the Older Male Pacer of the Year 3 consecutive years. No one's ever done that before but Rambling Willie, so you are into legends. And this year, he was the star of a farewell tour, 18 different stops, did so much for harness racing that he earned the Stan Bergstein Proximity Award for doing more for harness racing than anyone in the sport. Not the connections, mind you, but the horse himself. Foiled Again. And we wish it could go on forever, but the rules of harness racing specify that when a horse reaches his 15th birthday, he must be retired. Foiled Again turns 15 at the stroke of midnight tonight. So in just a few moments, he'll have his shoes pulled for the final time, symbolic of his retirement. But before he does that, we want to talk for just a couple of minutes to the people who were closest to him and ask them to share their Foiled Again memories. Jannik Ginga. Jannik, a horse who's raced so many times as Foiled Again has had many drivers, but you've been on him, I think, more than anyone, including some of his biggest victories. What has made him so great?
His grittiness, no doubt about it. You know, and don't matter what you did, you know, he just put out every single time like he did tonight, and every time you step on the racetrack, he gives you 150% of what he's got.
Is there one moment that stands out more than others for you?
There's so many of them. I tried to put the 5 big races Standard Canada asked a couple days ago. To me, is the Breeders' Crown at Pocono. You know, he just, you know, the gate opened up and we were going as fast as we could go the minute the gate opened. And then, you know, they took shots at him, you know, and it was a $500,000 race. And then the whole race, he never got one step of a breeder. And then, you know, down the stretch, there's fresh horse coming at him, but he just refused to lose. And to me, that's the race. That's my favorite race ever. Not even from him, but from every race.
Well, we'll remember that too. Jannik, thank you very much for all you've done. Mark Weaver, are you here? Do I have to ask? Come on, Mark. But we'll get everybody. Well, come on, let's get Mike Buscemi. Somebody's got to come. All right, we got some shy owners here. Mickey Jr. Now, Mickey, you traveled just about every mile of this farewell tour with Foiled Again.
No, I really have. Somebody's put that out there, and I have put a few trips with him, and it's been great. And to see the fans and the horsemen respond to this thing has been amazing.
And what will be the highlights for you of his career?
Oh, it'll always be his Breeders' Crown win. I mean, that and the TVG. He fought the best horses, some of the best horses, period, and beat them on a bad track in a fast mile at 9. That's not done in our sport.
No, not very often. And Mickey Burke Jr., congratulations to you, and thank you for all the thrills.
Thank you. He's been amazing.
Thank you. Now, we wanted to get Michelle Hill here, but she has threatened to run away. And she probably will. All right, Mickey Burke Sr.
No, I want you up there with me. You know damn well I'm good.
Mickey Burke Sr., the patriarch of the Burke clan. 50 years ago, Mickey, you decided to give harness racing a whirl and leave the car business.
Well, 38 years ago I did that. But I drove my first race 62 years ago. There you go. 1956 at Warren, Ohio.
Well, how do you feel when you see your family having accomplished so much, something that you started?
This is what makes it worthwhile. This is these guys and my daughters. Let Ronnie talk.
We're going to get to Ronnie in just a minute. All right. All right, Ron, we respect your father's wish here. It's been quite a ride. Was there some point when you looked at this horse and said, he's going to win $7.6 million for us?
Yeah, it's probably when he was at $7.5 million. But being honest, everybody else is looking at it different than I do. This is a great night for me. It's a plan that we, 2 years ago, I said we were going to keep racing this horse. And, thank God to him, he backed up my mouth and kept going for me. And, it's been fun. Like, everywhere we've been, he's well received. It's been amazing to me. I thought it would be well received. I never thought it'd be this well received. So, we'd like to thank everybody for coming out and thank everybody that, so many grooms that he's had. He's had 5 or 6 grooms, it's funny, his father, our trainer, our trainer who is like our second trainer was hurt very badly last night at the Giant Stadium and had to have spinal surgery today, and Murph's not with us, and he's a very important part of the crew for all of us. So, so I do feel bad for Murph. He's not here, but other than that, it's a great night, and let's get the shoes off him and let's get it on.
Give me a couple more minutes. We want to give credit to all the people. Sylvia Burke, are you coming? Sylvia Burke. Now, when you're an owner of the year, you can't be so low profile.
Oh, thank you. I'm very honored to be there, and I think this is absolutely tremendous. All the people and everybody around, just everybody talking about him and seeing him on television has been tremendous. I just can't believe how much that horse has done for everybody.
He has indeed. Has it been the favorite for you? You've had so many over the years.
Well, Maltese Artist was another one that I really liked, and foiled again, of course. Sweet Lou. Sure. Okay, so those are all my favorites. All the horses are my favorites.
Well, thank you for what you've done for the sport. Some of you may not know, Burke Racing Stable is actually Sylvia and Ron. So they have been forces in harness racing for a long time now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, one more person I'd like to recognize if she's here. Tessie Irie. Tessie foiled again, has traveled around a lot. He's had a lot of people take care of him, but when he's here, it's you. You have been responsible for all of his grooming and his care. What has that meant to you over the years?
I can't take all the credit. Bob had some this summer too.
That's Bob McMillan behind us.
It means a lot. Whether you know the horse or not, whether you follow his career, he's amazing.
What do you suppose has made him such a great performer?
He just goes out there and gives it all every time he goes on the track. Once he gets the bridle on, he's got his game face. He's just foiled.
Any quirks about him, or was he always mannerly, well behaved for you?
He's always been well behaved. Loves to eat. Just hangs out.
Well, Tessie, congratulations to you, and good luck with your other horses.
Mike Tanner, where are you?
Mike Tanner is with us from the United States Trotting Association and the Harness Racing Fan Zone, and I believe he has some presentations.
All right, thanks, Evan, and thanks to everyone who's been here. We've never seen a ride like this. On behalf of the USTA, we would like to thank the ownership group and the Burke team, and most of all, Foiled again, for sharing it all with us. And Ronnie, I've got a couple of these for your owners and for you, a collage of some of his greatest moments.
That's awesome.
Now the time has come. Ron, who will have the honor of pulling the shoes?
Jeremy Conklin, who is his blacksmith when he's here in Pennsylvania, and we're just going to take the front ones off in case I want to tack them back on and go again. So.
Jeremy, it's all you. Foiled again, Harness Racing's richest performer and now its newest retiree. Let's give him a real Meadows welcome. For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny, which nobody can deny, which nobody can deny, for he's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny. Thank you, Foiled, again. Thank all of you again. You're all invited to stay here and toast the new year with us. We have party hats and noisemakers for you. There are festivities all throughout the casino. Remember, though, if you do drink, please no driving. We want you here next year. Happy New Year to all of you. Roger and Jim, Happy New Year to you. It was a memorable one.
Make no doubt about it. Foiled again. The racing career is over, but he'll remain in the hearts of so many people in all of harness racing. The GOAT says good.